That's what it is. So, but then, fellas, you didn't have some black people that'll say, well, if y'all know all of this, why y'all ain't doing nothing? You don't have to tell a fucking soul what you're doing. Because crabs in the barrel, people start running their mouth, man, fuck them.
And that's all it is. That's all it is, crabs in a barrel.
But Payne, how can you even begin? How can it be an inception of anything unless you are aware? So first you have to be aware, and then we can become educated on what happened to us. And then whatever moves you want to make, like I said, I got plenty of people on my page that are in real estate, that are in business, that invest. And then I have people on my page that don't do that, but within their communities, they're just examples. You too, me. I mean, I don't know exactly what y'all are doing, but I'm just saying, just y'all being black men, you take care of your children, you ain't out here killing other black men. Our kids, look at that shit. Sometimes that's all we can do. But do that. But to be aware of what happened to us, man, when y'all read all this legislation that occurred, there's no doubt that specifically black men have been subjugated to being put in a box and to being held there. We did not exist in the Constitution until the 13th Amendment. We were not mentioned. We were not, and Dr. Anderson basically said this, when you read the Constitution, it says we weren't the people. We were 3/4 of a human. We weren't the people. I mean, 3/5 of a human. Sorry, we weren't the people. None of that was for us. We showed up in the 13th. And if you want to prove that, go to the the Museum of African American History in D.C. I don't know if you guys have been to it, but if you go there, when you go down to the bottom floor, the basement, and work your way up in the museum, look on the walls and see what plaques they have regarding the Constitution. They have a plaque for the 13th, the 14th, and 15th Amendment. They're trying to tell all of us that those amendments were for us. That's when we showed up, when we were counted as actual persons or people in the Constitution. So, no, we were actually really locked in box on purpose. Okay. This was all done purposely. But guess what? Nobody has a time machine. I mean, my name ain't Marty McFly. Ain't nobody going back nowhere. We need to decide, hey, we learned this about what happened to us. How are we going to maneuver in the future? There's nothing wrong with having knowledge of your history and who you are in itself, man. There's nothing wrong with it. So it doesn't mean you have to be some revolutionary, but to the revolutionary brothers and sisters out there, I salute them. But everybody has their own path to take. But the weirdest thing is when I see black people, we knock other black people. That shit is crazy. It's crazy to me. So if I see like my homegirl Nico on my page, man, look, man, she's doing big shit in real estate, but it's still people hating on her. Is
that the one that said that? Is that the one that said that?
People hate what they can't do.
Yeah, man.
People hate what they can't do. If they can't do it, or they can't see themselves doing it, or they wouldn't do it, they gonna talk about you doing it. So all you gotta do is stay on your course, because you ain't doing it. You ain't doing it for their validation. You're not doing it for their validation. You're doing it for yourself. You're doing it for whatever goal you're trying to accomplish. So accomplish your goal. Don't let nobody. Don't try to validate yourself for anybody else.
Right. Ping, I want to say something else about the 14th Amendment real quick, right? Because, I seen people say, nah, it ain't for black people, it ain't for black people. Okay, listen. If you read the 14th Amendment, go to I think it might be section 2 or 3 in the amendment. Do y'all know that within the 14th Amendment, if a state does not allow now back then, think about the year it was passed, okay? Because black men were voting first, right? But before black women. But in the 14th, it said there's a nuclear option in there, and I posted about this too, where if a state bars black men from voting, or former slaves from voting, or descendants of slaves from voting, did y'all know that those black people could protest to Congress, and if it got through, Congress could actually remove the voting power of that state. So their representatives in Congress, their votes wouldn't matter. And then one more thing I'm going to tell y'all. The 14th Amendment, the reason why it's so important, and we should not be letting every Tom, Dick, and Harry come over here from other countries and just come here and say, hey, I'm going to have a kid, and now the kid is a citizen. The reason why is because if you learn how that 14th Amendment got passed, fellas, that shit almost didn't get passed. After the 13th, we were freed. We actually had no standing in law. So we weren't property anymore, but we weren't persons either. So the 14th is what gave us personhood. But the 14th, it had to get, constitutional amendments have to be ratified by all of the states. If you learn about how that 14th Amendment almost didn't get ratified, the Republican Party back then, which was for us back then specifically, they had to take what some people call illegal steps to ensure that the 14th was ratified in certain key states. So the 14th is not just some irrelevant amendment. It almost didn't get passed through the states. So when you know that shit, when I see these people crying about, they caging kids, separating kids at the border and all this other stuff, listen, man, not our problem, man. It's not our, we in trouble. We are in trouble. We are at the bottom, and the more people that come over here, honestly, the less political power. We don't have any political power now. We don't have any, unless we vote as a bloc, we have no power. That's why the Democrats are scrambling, talking about, when the last time, have y'all ever heard anybody give reparations? I've never heard that. No, when running for president, I've never heard that shit.
No.
They're doing it now, though, ain't they?
It came up when Obama his first term, but it ended quick. It was mentioned and it died down quick.
Y'all know why? Because they know niggas ain't going nowhere. They know we're not going anywhere. We ain't gonna, and especially when Obama was up there, it's like, it's a black dude up there. We know he's gonna get 99.9% of the black vote every single time. They knew that, so they really didn't have to do shit. So think about this: if a black president didn't have, and then again, people are gonna jump on me because they do it on Facebook all the time. Why y'all attack? Hey, that's a shame. A black man is attacking another black man, and all this other mumbo jumbo shit that I don't give a fuck about. Listen, man, I don't give a shit. We're at the bottom. So please explain to me how we had 8 years with the black president. Oh, well, it was the Congress. They won't go let no black man do that, blah, blah.
Well, Trump doing whatever he want to do. Trump does what the fuck he wants. Yeah, so I don't like that conversation where he couldn't do it. They wouldn't let him do it. Even if he tried, they weren't gonna let him do it. This guy's in office now does whatever the fuck he wants to do.
Whatever the fuck. And Ping, I'm saying, Obama was a lame duck in his last 4 years of president. He ain't have to run again. He signed an executive order of DACA. And the truth is, if you really look at the immigration laws, DACA and all of that shit is actually unconstitutional because you had the Civil Rights Act of 1865, which essentially became the first section of the 14th Amendment, which basically says we're supposed to be treated just like white folks when it comes to opportunities, blah, 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 blah. But DACA is hooking up illegals or kids of illegals that are here, man. Well, let me say this correctly, because technically they're legal now because of the way the 14th Amendment is interpreted. Right, remember, you got to have one citizen
they were born here.
Non-citizen.
Yeah.
And the truth is, technically, if you look at the law, like you can be born on an airplane. As long as it's a U.S. airplane flying, you might not even be on the land.
Yep.
Real shit. So, but that's what it is, man. And so our personhood has been taken, and then you have black people that say, "Why you go? Y'all, we were all oppressed. Y'all, you got some type of Stockholm syndrome because now you going against other oppressed people." Man, save that shit for somebody that gives a fuck, man. This is about the money. This because when you don't have money, you don't have commerce. You don't have commerce. You don't have business. You don't have business in America. You are nothing.
Nothing.
You are nothing, and that's it. That's it. So we can either.
The only thing they respect in America is the dollar. That's the only thing. That's the only thing that gets respect.
That's what
you can be white as you want to be. You can be whatever. If you don't have any capital, you don't have any money, they gonna look at you just like they look at a black person.
You see poor white folks.
That's just real.
You see poor white folks out here, right? You see poor white folks. Hey, unless Trump is trying to get them for the vote, I don't think he really gives two shits about them like that.
No, hell no.
No, you know what he said, man? He said,
he used them.
I love my poor educated white folks, and they cheer for the dude.
Yep.
He used them. Yeah, he used the hell out of them.
But hey, man, we're out of time though. Man, we do appreciate you, man, Sterling, man, for coming on, man.
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
No doubt.
I appreciate you, man.
Nice talking to you, man.
We're gonna have to do this and have you on again. Thank you for coming on the Real Dude Show. I've been waiting for you to come on for a long time, since March 27th.
I appreciate the opportunity, cuz I love you, man.
Love you too. Y'all, you have a good one, man.
That's what's up. All right, man.
All right. All right, that was Sterling Thomas, ladies and gentlemen. We're about to get on another guest here on the show. We'll be back with more Real Dudes. Welcome back to the Real Dude Show. We have another special guest here. Man, he is he used to coach with me at Churchland. Good dude, man. Now he's over there at Green Run doing things, but he's here also to talk about his business, man. You see it on Facebook. Man, he's a good trainer, fitness guru, as we call him. But here he is, Mr. Johnathon Anderson of Temple, Recon Fitness. Recon. Temple Recon Fitness. Welcome to the Real Dude Show. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great, man. What's going on with y'all?
Not much, man.
What's going on, John?
Hey, tell the people who don't know
Coach
you.
P, man. What's up, Coach? You can't call me, man. I'm
No
chilling,
problem.
man.
So tell
Good. What's going on?
So tell the people who don't know you, who is John Anderson?
John Anderson, man, I'm a good dude, man. Just like you told the people, man. I'm a trainer. I'm a coach. What I do is, man, I try to just help the people, man. You know, we got a problem in the community where, like, we don't really like to work out, man. We got blood pressure problems and all this.
Right.
Basically, man, passed down through generation. And for real, bro, I'm just trying to change all that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I'm on Buckrow Beach every day trying to just give the people just a new way to do things. You know what I'm saying? Even if you don't really like the gym, come out with me to Buckrow Beach. Change the scenery, learn some different stuff. And you know what I'm saying, man? Just change your life. For real.
Good. What made you go ahead, Ping.
How did you get into training? What made you start training? Man, I was a big guy, man. When I was in VCU, man, I was up in Richmond. I was like 240, man. Can't really believe it.
Wow. Nice.
Yeah, man, I was 240, man. Didn't really like the way I looked, man, basically. And I came back to the crib in 2011 and really got the ball rolling, man. I looked in the mirror one day. I was like, bro, you got to change what you was doing. You know what I'm saying? A whole bunch of drinking in college, whole bunch of this and that. And you know what I'm saying? You get to a point as a man, you just got to change your life because you don't want to be in the same boat 10 years down the road. Uh-huh. So that's what I did, man. I'm trying to help all you guys and my, you know what I'm saying, my brothers out there change your life too, man, because people with kids, you want to be around when your kid grows up. You know what I'm saying? So that's why John is here to help y'all guys get on the ball, man.
So what made you decide to form a company and the name Temple Recon? What made you come up with that, and what made you decide, you know what, I want to help others?
You know, man, your body's your temple. So one day, you know, I was talking to my boy Cortland. We used to train heavy back in the day. And, you know what I'm saying? It was one of them things, like the light bulb just went off. And I was like, temple reconstruction. Every day, you're supposed to work towards bettering your body. Uh-huh. Right. Then from then, you know what I'm saying, I got people to hit me up like, "What's up,